he fights a fighter with a little bit better timing, he may be caught right in the middle of that switch or sacrifices deep.
Hitter, but in order to be a heavy hitter, you have to throw.
Yep, and there's talking about early in the fight. That's his breath.
El Vaquero Navarrete.
Point, aside from his fight with Isaac Dogbe, but it was strange because it's out there from Santisima, but he is a really good combination puncher. He has some great body work, and maybe is even Marquez knockout of Manny Pacquiao right here at the MGM Grand Garden.
Wasn't necessarily having the easiest of fight weeks because he made the weight, but it wasn't.
He's been wanting a unification fight. It hasn't really come to fruition because of how frequently he's been fighting and the dates.
Getting into this fight against Santisima.
Absolutely, good. Let's fight so often.
No doubt, it's like you would describe Navarrete. He said he's a slugger and a fighter.
And that was the extent of it. I tried to get more. Which wasn't great. We tried. But, he's just one of...
quote-unquote rags to riches comes out for Emanuel Navarrete. Doubling up on the jab. Santisima seems to be waiting for that home run.
Yeah, and I think he's just being a little bit caught in what I've seen from him in the first couple rounds. As he should be.
Well, Navarrete can certainly his 30 total in his professional career. Was against Francisco Horta by 4th round TKO. There's a good.
And he likes both sides of the body, so when he finally does let his hands go, I think you will see more of that body.
The best of weight cuts that Santisima should be ripping the body to see how much.
Media, but I don't know how privy that Santisima is to that. But
is Gio Santisima as we approach the end of the second round. They adopted the nickname of Vaquero.
To the body, he said, let's pick it up.
A lot stronger than what he has in the first 2 rounds, Christina, as you pointed out. And it's curious to see.
Sometimes has taken some unnecessary punches, but not really up to this point. But his team fights.
Well, both men have quite a bit of power. A left hook that connected. Santisima went back. Oh, wait a minute. I stung him. I hurt him. That quote-unquote feeling out process, Christina, dissipate between.
I mean, he won the first 2 rounds arguably just off using his jab. So he hasn't really had to open up more as he does now in this exchange.
There's no men's. You know that the super bantamweight division, an exciting division here in boxing. The division. There's a left hook by Navarrete as he pushes.
Ray Vargas versus Emanuel Navarrete would be a great matchup.
I see television several times with this fight. So left hook to the body, but answering back to Santisima. Look at this action as we conclude.
There we go. Heating up a little bit
here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Finally.
He said, from promoting Muhammad Ali to now promoting Tyson Fury.
Absolutely, and you know what? This has been a joint venture, and great to see hands. Navarrete is looking to land a big shot upon Gio Santisima, but Santisima comes right back, going to the and the action intensifying.
Yep, those looping hooks.
Fighting in spurts as he connects with the right hand, but Santisima
at all.
Well, he's waiting for that big home run shot, and Navarrete steps in with the sweeping left cross. Oh, there's Navarrete was hit balance, but it certainly appeared like Navarrete was hurt.
Oh, it passed the eye test to me, and you, and probably to the judges, too.
Gio Santisima from the Philippines making his United States debut here tonight with... And he threw a left followed by a right that snapped back Santisima. Vital moments as the action is heating up here in Los Chup, here at 122 pounds. That punch gives Santisima confidence heading into a round or 2 ago, Christina, that Santisima has to be more active. There's a left hook by Navarrete. Emanuel Navarrete, Gio Santisima battling for this. Navarrete coming forward. There's a left hook that connected by Santisima. Santisima literally putting down his head, Christina, throwing, but back comes Navarrete.
And Navarrete is letting his hands go. I mean, he probably has Gio, and I think he has Gio hurt a little bit right now.
Seek and destroy mode. Champion in Emanuel Navarrete. There's a left on the top of the skull of Santisima. Chopping right hands by the champion.
Referee Russell Mora something right now, and he holds.
A bit successful title defense in nearly the past 12 months. And that ends the round. What an action and a right hand that backs up Santisima.
Oh, nice.
Another right hand off. Seconds remaining in this excellent matchup. In 60-second increments, and I'm exhausted, much less 120.
Well, and that's in comparison to only 27.
As we enter round 7, the champion Emanuel Navarrete looking for his triumphant title defense. A right hand, chopping right hand, starting it off for Navarrete.
A different look. Has fought most of this fight in the orthodox stance, but
This is Emanuel Navarrete, and I think that serves him well because for a young fighter, he's probably seeing these different looks, especially when you are starting off. There's a right to the body by Santisima to Navarrete. We're at the halfway mark of the 7th.
Not impressive and landing it both. Oftentimes, though, you get caught. If he fights a fighter with a little bit better timing, he may be caught right in the middle of that switch or sacrifices defense as he starts to hook.
Way upon the head of Santisima goes backward. Instead, he should come forward and try to get the pressure in the forward, followed by the right hand, and you get double the impact.
When he watches his tape back that even in the gym, especially because sometimes Navarrete is caught, standing straight in front of him with both feet not even at an angle.
He has these subtle head movements, so he knows that Santisima is a power puncher. Santisima to connect upon him.
And the problem with Santisima right now is that he's fighting primarily going backwards, and he's not as comfortable in that from, off his back foot. Reach.
Was spoken that Wilder was dealing with...
Behind that is different for each guy, but additional weight on each. Deontay doesn't need any help in the power department, but let's see if it makes a difference for Tyson Fury.
Is what he told you.
Yeah, so. He's sticking by that second. I don't know how many people have gone to the sports book and took his word on that. I wasn't rushing there to this day.
Well, this is here in Las Vegas, but right now, a left hook for Santisima.
Throwing punches over 500 punches thrown through 7 rounds here. It's the activity level.
He gets clipped with the left hook, but back comes Navarrete. I think he could throw a sledgehammer at Emanuel Navarrete. He'd shake it off and come back and throw a knife. And how do you plan B?
Highest level of opposition in his last 5 learning to do at this level.
Well, it always goes to the adage, iron sharpens. I'm dealing with tough adversaries. It makes you...
Either, but he's a world champion. He's got to this point. He takes everybody's best shot every time he steps into the ring. Yep.
And Navarrete now coming forward once again towards Santisima. Las Vegas. See him bury his attack up to the corner. Gio Santisima, you have to wonder, as we are after the midway point ninth, as we did in the 3rd.
Punches
the body, using hooks, switching, being ambidextrous. When you feel, to us, he has a sizable lead against Gio Santisima. They both exchange at the end of the 9th.
Hey, these guys know how to bring the stars out.
Is that a sign of things to come? One can only hope.
I know we're supposed to be calling
this. It's me a little excited, Christina. I'm just saying, it's getting me. Got to think of other ideas to try to solve the puzzle that is the world champion. In throwing, he has gone about 20 to 30 seconds, but he's probably had about a good 20 to 30 movements in his upper body. That's not good.
To be honest with you.
There's a right hand for Navarrete, backing up Santisima. An uppercut for Santisima. Finally, through a punch, but back comes Navarrete, throwing 7 or 8 punches. Look at the champion go.
We have some Catan that's been doing a lot of the damage. A phenomenal work rate from the champion right now.
A left hook by Navarrete as he's bullying now. Santisima has his back. Springs loose from Santisima. The pressure really starting to get to the challenger from the Philippines.
They're not really saying whether or not he thinks he heard it or not, but perhaps that's why he was shaking it out. But I guess we'll find.
And that ends the 10th round. The headed to enjoy a nice dinner after tonight is over. But
we've earned it.
Oh, absolutely. Question coming into this fight, Christina, about the cardiovascular.
To the last few, because like you talked about, the rest
is known as a heavy hitter, but in order to be a heavy hitter, you have to throw.
Yep, they're talking about early in the fight. That's his bread and butter. If his knockout.
The ropes, and he's inviting Santisima in.
He's like, let's go. Let's put on a show. Yeah, and he really wants to get the knockout.
There's a left hook, and now Navarrete really pouring it up, bullying him around the ring. Load as he is walloping Gio Santisima. He was almost running, and right now, this may be close to being stopped with a bevy of punches. Rasamora, Santisima in deep, deep trouble with 1:05 to go.
He was holding on for dear life to try to keep himself in this fight. How much more of this punishment can he take?
Look at the champion go, and Rasamora stopped it. This one is over. His world title.
And I think the towel came exactly the same time as Russell Morris.
Literally in the line of fire to go ahead and stop.
Well, El Vaquero Navarrete.